who we are, wherever we're from. We should have noticed by now our behavior is dumb. And if our chances expect to improve, it's gonna take a lot more than trying to remove the other race.
3,
or the
2,
other
1, contact. It's Friday, October 30th. You're watching the program. My name's Robbie Coates. In the studio today is the Victrix.
How we doing over here, Rob? How we doing?
I'm doing okay. Victrix, where are you?
Well, I just wanted to, remind people of that debate before I come into this picture. So, how we doing, Mr. Coates?
Doing wonderful. That was
Mr. Hollywood. How we doing? I just wanted to remind people. Oh, look at that. Look at all the respect on that face.
None. She holds
Benson is so ashamed. He's like ashamed.
Yeah, he's
to
ashamed
even
to
be sitting. He's like, oh, look how frustrated he is. He's like, man, I can't even believe this is happening.
It's terrible. It's terrible. They have absolutely no respect for the office whatsoever. I mean, she's talking to the Vice President of the United States of America there. Anyway, but there's so many things going on to be mad at. You don't want to know what I'm mad at right now? As we start the show.
Talk to me.
Going on right now is a Trump rally in Minnesota, where Keith Ellison, the Attorney General, Trump had 25,000 people respond to go to the rally. 25,000 people were going to be there, and Keith Ellison shut him down. He said only 250 people can go to your rally, and he's got the state troopers on the highway blocking people from going. And he's gone full.
Okay, yes.
Listen, the man, you can't do this in America, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot tell people where they can and can't go. You can't tell them that they can't congregate. Listen, we are not the government's children. We're not the government's pet. I am no one's pet. Do you understand me? It's not, look, you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, you can tell your dogs what to do. Okay, you can tell your little dog, Charlie, if it's too late to go outside and Charlie wants to go outside, you say, Charlie, listen, you can't go outside now, Charlie. I'm sorry, it's too late, Charlie. I'm sorry, it's too late. You're not going outside. And look, if your little son, Charlie, wants to go outside, you can say, listen, Charlie, it's too late. I'm sorry. You can't go outside now, Charlie. I am not Charlie. Do you understand?
I heard something about this earlier, and it's just another one of those things. Like, what can they do to, cut this rally off at the ankles here? What can we do? Oh, we'll just go ahead and say, no more than 250 and block the road. And I mean,
it's illegal.
Who deploys the resources? Who pays for come on. Instead of bringing all that business in, it's like they just shut it all out again.
You know what? Ultimately, it's the people that are paying for it.
Unbelievable. It is.
Yeah.
It always has been.
Ultimately, it's the people that they're blocking on those freeways to get to the Trump rally that are paying for those resources to block them. This is wrong. I'm so mad about this, that in America, listen to me, the idea that somebody's going to tell me where I can't go, where I can and can't go, how many people I can be with, things I can. They're in California. They are actually telling people what to do in their own homes. They have to wear masks. They have to stay separated. They're not allowed to sing. They're not allowed to whistle. They're not allowed to hug. They're not allowed to have more than a certain number of people in their household. I swear to God, that's what they're trying to enforce. They've made that. These are the regulations. These are the declarations that have been made. Whether or not the police are going to enforce them, I guess we'll see. We're talking about Thanksgiving stuff here. For Thanksgiving, you're not allowed to whistle in your home. You're not allowed to hug people. You're supposed to report people who violate this. I swear to you, Victrix. I swear to you.
Well, I'll tell you what. California, I think everybody's been eating too many mushrooms over there, or maybe a little too much peyote. Whatever, maybe they've smoked themselves damn near silly, but these rules and regulations sound absolutely absurd. I mean, and to be quite honest with you, we don't go for that shit over here on this coast. People got to work. People got to, take their kids to school. The kids got to, laugh and play. Well, school, the kids.
Yeah. It's not happening the way you want it to.
It's not just about learning and playing. It's about just normal stuff, and then people go to work and they come home and everybody eats dinner and,
what about the normal parts of humanity?
Practice, pick your kids up from practice, whatever. Your kid goes to play. just normal stuff. But, I can't believe people are still locked down. I mean, people are locked down, what, New York still,
Yeah, it's
California, all
unbelievable.
these places. Ooh, that's where the problem is. The problem's not the virus. It's these democratic states that are on lockdown.
Yeah, they're locked down as though there's some sort of emergency going on, as though there's some kind of tank rolling around crushing cars in the street that everyone can see and can run from and be afraid. I mean, you got to stay in your homes for God's sake. You could lock down because it's fucking scary outside. So it would stand to reason that people who aren't wearing masks should be dying.
Look,
I
Rob,
should be
Rob, I can understand.
dead.
Look, I can understand that we have to take a lot of precautions.
I cannot because it's not real, Victrix.
Okay, well, look. We got numbers out.
Numbers.
You,
point to it. Point to it. Point to it. Show me. Justify. Show me. They're going along with it because they have to. Because look at how many people are wearing masks. Listen, this entire town is voting for Trump. This entire town is voting for Trump, and yet when I go in the grocery store, everybody is still wearing masks. That's the only reason Trump and Pence are going along with this, because there's too many zombies out there. It's too...
People don't know what to believe, okay? So people are just doing it probably just based on, who the hell knows.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I cannot believe how many people are so asleep and so unaware of the facts of reality out there. Ladies and gentlemen, new things do not appear on planet Earth. Think about this, Victrix. If you're seriously leaning in any kind of direction of believing that this is new, something new to be afraid of, show me something else new on Earth and tell me how it would happen. And how would you prove this? And what kind of experiment would you set up to prove that something like this can actually happen? And has it been done? Listen, new things do not appear on Earth. Brand new things, poof, poof, do not appear on Earth. It flies in the face of everything you know. It flies in the face of everything you know.
Okay, here's what I'm saying now. And you're right, 100%. I'm getting attacked by my dog. You're right, 100%. But what I'm saying is, okay, don't fucking lock everybody down. That, we did that for a minute. But take the precautions. They can still play with us there. But don't lock everybody down. Don't force people out of work. It's gone on for a little too long. We've had Super Bowls. Look, we've had a NHL. Okay, listen up to this, Democrat leaders, the mayors and governors. Listen here for 1 second. We've had the NHL Stanley Cup series. We've had an NFL, the NFL's going. We just had the World Series. The NBA just finished their championship game. Things are going on. You got to open up, take your precautions, do whatever, but do not lock it down. That's what's going to happen if Joe comes in. They want to shut it all down. They want to cause total destruction. They want to blame it. See, what they're trying to do is repeat 2008 Trump style. 4 years after Obama, Trump dove it into the ground. The second Biden wins, everybody's going to stop spending their dough. By the time Biden gets inaugurated, he's going to say, oh, look at these numbers. That's what I was telling you guys about Trump. Look at these numbers. They're trying to pull 2008 all over again, just like they shit on Bush. But Trump's numbers are too good. His numbers are too good. So basically a Biden win, we're going to see the difference, if it holds. But that's what I'm afraid of. All these people, should be out supporting.
How afraid?
There are people that I feel should be saying more and doing more to get their word out, because, their businesses are doing good. Realtors, people in construction, service businesses, you name it. Things are turning. If you're not forced to be shut down like these democratic cities or these democratic states.
Isn't it amazing they can do that?
If you're not forced to be shut down, it's going to be business as usual. If you're not forced to be, forced to be shut down, it's going to be business as usual, just like it is where people are open. It's business as usual.
Yeah.
One more time. Business as usual, unless you're shut down from COVID. Trump saying open, take your precautions, but open. And these Democrat governors and mayors are trying to piss everybody off and frame Trump. But I think at this point, people know it's not Trump. Rob.
Okay, look, I can appreciate that you want to tell people to be cautious, and I can appreciate because people don't know. People don't know what to believe. Not everyone's a scientist. Not everyone's a doctor, and people seem to implicitly trust doctors so much that they're all wearing masks. See, people are wearing masks for one of two or a few reasons, and it's that they are afraid not to wear them because of the ridicule that they're going to face, or it's because they actually believe that it's necessary. Because they trust doctors implicitly, they trust their television implicitly, or both. And yes, what I see going on.
I trust them too. But
okay.
You know when.
Okay, but listen, let me talk about this.
When
listen,
you
listen,
have
listen,
the
listen.
Wuhan lab.
Now, listen. Wuhan lab creating viruses. It's all fantasy. It's fantasy. It is total fantasy. Human beings do not create life. We haven't created life. I do not believe for a moment that we can manufacture a virus. Okay, this is a cold virus that has been around for eons. It has existed. That's why we're finding it everywhere. Listen, think about these things. We have to start to think about this logically and reasonably, and admit the evidence that we see in front of our eyes. Okay, no matter where you go, horizon to horizon. I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're in Los Angeles. I don't care if you're in New York, where all these terrible things are happening to people. Through tyrannical, the muscle of government, strong arm of government. Even in these places where they say that these terrible virus outbreaks are, there is no evidence of any danger from horizon to horizon, no matter where you go. You walk outside, it's a beautiful day. It's the same as it ever was. The world is the same as it ever was, no matter where you fucking go. If you didn't have all this on TV every day and everyone wasn't wearing masks, you would never know that anybody ever died from anything. And listen, people get sick and people die. 155,000 people die in the world every single day, okay? Statistics published on the World Health Organization website as of 2018, 155,500 some blah, blah, blah people die on average in the world every single day, every 24 hours. That's the rate at which we lose human beings on Earth as a natural course of life. And what we're supposed to be terrified of is that a cold, a sickness, a virus with a 99, and nobody admits that you don't have a 99% and above survival rating. Okay, it's ridiculous. My God. It's ridiculous. It's fucking sickness. People, you get sick. It's a fact of life. And now we're destroying the world over. People, hold on. I'm almost done. You have to realize. Let's see, I almost got derailed here. 99% survival rating. You have to. 200,000. Okay, what we're supposed to be afraid of is 200,000 people have died. Okay, over the course of 11 months now. We're going on 11 months. Okay, and they say 200,000 people have died, ladies and gentlemen. That's a little bit more than one day on the calendar added to the natural course of things over the course of almost a year. And what that means is that if it weren't on your TV every day, you could not go find this if you tried. Victrix.
What I find interesting also, to add to what you have just unloaded on us, which was very well unpackaged, the cases, the flu cases. Hang on here. What?
We seem to have a Thurgood issue, perhaps. Is it a Thurgood problem?
The fact that there's no flu issue, no flu cases. Some places have zero flu cases, but loads of COVID. So why everybody that works at these hospitals are coming out and saying, we have no flu cases at all? What is up with that, Rob?
It seems to me that the flu and COVID have an awful lot in common. I'm blinking rapidly underneath these glasses. I know you can't see, but it's supposed to look rather sarcastic.
Mm-hmm. I just find that to be, these are the types of things that you hear that make you question it. That's my thing.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Is that Thurgood? Thurgood is an Australian blue heeler, a very rambunctious little dog with a mind quite like yours and mine, quite his own. And Victrix, are we back?
I just had to get that bottle from him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand it. Look, Look, here's another thing. If it came from Wuhan, from that lab, wouldn't this be Bill Gates's problem? That's another thing. Isn't this Bill Gates' problem?
What I think is funny is people tell me not to worry about Bill Gates, but yet he's in the news all the time. Why, if I'm not supposed to worry about him, is he in the news all the time?
You know, it's not about worrying about somebody. It's his place, pretty much.
I think he's an evil guy. I think he's a megalomaniac, and I think he has megalomaniacal ambitions, just like Dr. Fauci does and always has. And Dr. Fauci's associate, Carrie Banks Mullis, who died last year, unfortunately, is probably the only reason that any of this has taken hold, any of this coronavirus bullshit, is because that man is dead, because the father of modern genetics, Dr. Carrie Banks Mullis, died. And he's put a stop, I guarantee it, to every other one of these fake viruses that we're supposed to be afraid of over the past few decades. AIDS, hantavirus, Ebola. Where the fuck are these things? Where are they? They're supposed to be terrifying. Where are they? You know, when I was a kid, if you sent me on a mission as a fucking kid to go find another kid with chickenpox, challenge accepted. I'll find you one today. I'll find you a room full of them, okay? You send me to find someone with coronavirus, I don't even know where to start. Where's corona? Where is it? Where is it? I've been looking. I swear to God, I've been looking for it. I don't know where the fuck it is.
You see it?
No. No matter how hard I try. It's nowhere. It's nowhere. It's nowhere. I saw somebody wearing a mask on the beach today. The breeze was blowing in off the ocean, okay? I went to go meet my mom on the beach this morning for a walk on the beach. Where the beaches used to be closed because coronavirus is so fucking scary, you got to close the outdoors, ladies and gentlemen. I've never worn a mask. I don't know why I'm not dead. Okay, so the beaches used to be closed. But anyway, there was one lady out there standing in the water, near the water. The waves were coming up. You know, there's some kind of tropical depression out there or something, hurricane out there or something. Waves are coming in. It looks like great surf, but I didn't have a surfboard there. It's far away from me right now. Very unfortunate. Looked for a place to rent one. Couldn't find one. Nobody rents around here because there's never any surf around here. But anyway, amazing surf pictures. I don't know if you care around here, like only I've seen ever a few times in my life around here. Anyway, there's a lady wearing a mask, and as I was walking by, and she looked at me, and I looked at her. I said, "Must be coming in from offshore, huh?" And I kept on walking, and she looked at me like I was a dick, you know. But I was trying to be. So these people need to wake up. This needs to stop. I don't know what the point is. What's the point? Why would you do that? Why would she do that?
If you're going to catch it, if it's that easy to catch it, your mask isn't going to help you one bit.
Yeah, and I should be dead, and you should be dead, and we should all be dead. Listen, it shouldn't be this hard to convince me of a danger. It shouldn't be this hard to convince me that there's a danger outside. I mean, these people who are calling me some kind of denier, some kind of anti-mask, it's like you're trying to say I wouldn't run from a fire. It shouldn't be this hard to make me believe there's a danger somewhere.
You know who doesn't run from danger? Donald Trump. Remember the gunshots outside the White House not too long ago? Yeah. And the reporter asked Trump, "Are you, startled or whatever, shaken, whatever?" And he says, "Not one bit."
I remember that.
Trump does not fold under pressure. Trump's ready for the battle. He is. He's ready for the battle. We're 4 days out. We are 4 days out.
That's incredible to think about. Here we are again, man. Here we are again. Do you remember back when we were doing a pre-launch of the show here for the original presidential election? And after it was over, we were both talking to each other about how disappointing it was that all the excitement was over. You know, everything it was like, wow, it's over. It was so much fun. And the race leading up to it was just so damn much fun. It was so much fun watching Trump kick everyone's ass and watching everyone else just crumble and destroy themselves. And man, here we are again. It's a little more serious now. A little more is on the line.
Yeah, this isn't like the last time. I mean, 2012, we didn't see the violence, you know. We didn't see the violence. Say, there he is. There's our guy, Twigs. How you doing, man?
He's connecting to audio. Twigs, ladies and gentlemen, he's here. He's here.
How you doing, Twigs?
Twigs is joining us in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. We are live, Twigs. You're joining a show in progress.
Hey, sorry about showing up a little bit late. How's everybody doing?
No worries, man. No worries. We're doing wonderful. You're only 20
brother.
minutes late. Let's do an hour, guys. We're going for a solid.
So what I was saying, Rob, is we didn't really see the violence in the 2012 race. We saw the violence in 2016. All of Obama's hard work coming to a point there. And that's where we have the BLM and the Antifa. And you remember that people were coming to the Trump rallies. That's where this all kind of started. Unloading the Occupy Wall Street guys and
I do remember.
Occupy ICE. They were unloading them on the Trump. That was like the test, the Trump rallies, and people started getting, beat up by the cops. It started to fade, but it wasn't like that 2012, but 2016, and now we just flat out just seen it this whole summer.
So why don't we ever see any of this coming? Seriously, from the 25,000 people wanted to go to the Trump rally today in Minnesota, and this goddamn coward, this communist, this tyrannical wannabe dictator with some kind of megalomaniacal ambition or ideology wants to tell Americans that they can't go to the Trump rally. Anyway, why aren't these 25,000 people that are being banned from going to the Trump rally, why aren't they rioting and burning things down? And how come Trump rallies don't always lead to riots and people burning things down? Because they're always saying that these are the people that cause this shit and are even the people that are behind what's going on. Seems like all these people gathered at a Trump rally would be a perfect time for everyone to go crazy and burn the country down. Why haven't I ever seen it? Twigs, can you tell me why I haven't ever seen it?
Yeah, it's a real simple answer, because we're not snowflakes.
And what is a snowflake?
It's a weak-minded, liberally educated, I don't even know what's the new generation now. Is it Generation Z? Is it what's the?
I thought it was snowflakes, or is it libtards or millennials? Millennials.
Well, I mean, there's even one after millennials, because we just barely escaped the millennial age group, I think.
I will never be a millennial. I'm Generation X.
Of course, we're not even close to millennials as far as mindset. That's for sure. But I just mean as far as the way they categorize people, right?
I never even heard it was always Generation X. Millennials wasn't even a thing until 2, 3, 4 years ago. I mean, I refuse to be recategorized.
No, we're not. We're good. But no, that's exactly what it is, though. I mean, like you said, they're not nobody. Well, I shouldn't say nobody, but very few people are actually going out there and rioting and doing all this crazy shit as far as on, Trump supporters. I mean, come on. But that's why they're doing this. They're trying to shut them down.
Zero.
Well, yeah. Who
Zero.
But they're trying to. And look how steadfast Trump has been, right? I mean, he's been so composed. I mean, people could say that he flies off the handle, but when it comes to policy and the way that he can, and the way that he actually executes his power, he's not abusing it at all. People keep trying to say that he is, and he's not. I mean, he could have easily taken advantage of this COVID thing and tried to grab and do a huge power grab. He didn't. He didn't at all. He didn't even come. He did the exact opposite, right? I mean, and that's why they keep. Well, it's not the only reason, but it's one of the reasons why they keep trying to do this. They're shutting him down. They're trying to incite the Trump supporters. There's so much enthusiasm. There's so much energy. They're trying to stir the pot. They're trying to get somebody to pop off on Trump's side so that they've got a headline to run with. And we're not doing it. It's not happening. And it's awesome. And it's flying back in their face.
So has there ever been a rioter from a Trump? I mean, you said it's barely. I mean, I don't think it happens at all.
I don't think I saw a single MAGA hat at any of the riots at all. Not a single one.
Listen, isn't it amazing that they are always trying to accuse Trump of being Hitler? They're always equating him to Hitler, and yet it's Gavin Newsom who's telling people they can't whistle in their own homes and they can't hug in their own homes, and they have to wear masks in between bites at Thanksgiving dinner in their own homes. And you're supposed to report people to the police who violate these things, and you're punishable by fines or maybe worse. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump, that one sounds a little bit more like Hitler to me. Just my opinion. Like, that's just like my opinion, But that one sounds a little more Hitler-esque to me.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's for sure. I mean, I don't think anybody can disagree with that. Well, aside from the left. But
which doesn't make any sense. At what point do they do you think? See, this is what there's like. It's like they pulled a fuse. There's a fuse missing. I feel like there's just something that you can say to them, some magic words, like some kind of wake up spell, and you can just say, "Hey, look at you! Look how crazy you are! Look how fucking crazy you've been! Look at all the crazy things you believe! Hello, hello." So, what do you suppose that phrase is? How do you wake these people up? How do you get to these people and let them know? It's so. I'm derailing here. I'm going to derail.
I don't think you are derailing. I mean,
well, train's off the tracks. I mean, I'm losing my train of thought. Somebody needs to take over before I make a fool of myself.
Well, I came in late, and you guys are running hot. So
okay, so here's what we're talking about. Here's what we need to talk about. What do you think about what's going on in Minnesota tonight? Trump is having a rally right now. 25,000 people. Okay, 25,000 people. 25,000 people were supposed to go. The Attorney General of Minnesota's Keith Ellison said no. He's using the state troopers to block the freeways to keep people from getting there. He said he's only allowed to have 250 people at his event. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America.
Rob, do you know what time this event is set for?
Sorry, I think it's going on right now. It's going on. I think it's live right now. Pretty sure it's going on.
Oh, okay. I'm not seeing it.
Well, then maybe.
So how did you find out? How did you find out about that?
Oh, this is news. It's news. It's news.
So is it on mainstream news?
Sure. Trump. Here it is. Trump blasts Minnesota governor, state attorney general for limiting rally crowd. Listen, the governor and the attorney general. Okay, listen. These people need to be imprisoned. This is illegal. Listen, I'm not fucking Charlie. I wish you would have heard the Charlie opening monologue. Twigs, you'll have to review it after we close out. But I am not fucking Charlie. God damn it. I am not Charlie. I'm not your dog. I'm not your kid. You're not going to tell me where I can be, how many people I can be there with. And I challenge you. God damn it. Listen to me. I'm an American. We're all Americans. You're poking the giant with a stick. The giant sleeps. Guys, folks, you in charge, you idiots making these decisions. You're poking the goddamn giant. People aren't going to take it much longer. I foresee in this country, in our future, unless you guys wake up and stop going insane, I see people storming Capitol buildings, removing people forcibly from office. I see it happening. Americans will not stand for this shit. They won't. Twigs, what do you think about that? What do you think about what's going on in Minnesota with the governor and the attorney general telling Americans where they can and cannot be?
Well, I think that's ridiculous for one, but at the same time, I mean, these people can't help themselves. These crazy folks on the left, I mean, the people that are quote unquote in power or think that they're in power or that are trying to control the people, they keep making the same mistake. I mean, time and time again for the last almost 4 years now, they have been trying to pull this power move, and it always blows up in their face every single time. That's why I asked where you heard about this. Like, how did you hear about that? Is that news? Is it mainstream news? Is it getting fed through the pipeline here?
I'm looking at it in the Washington Times right now. I did search for it. I think my dad actually told me about it earlier. And I'm not in a lot of emails.
I'm not asking because I don't think it's true. I'm asking.
Oh no, I understand because you think it's being suppressed by other people.
I think it's going to have the reverse effect, just like everything. Like you ban a video, that makes people want it even more.
Oh,
so it's
exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like if they're sitting here saying,
they're retarded is what you're saying. Yeah, they're morons.
Exactly. So they're sitting here saying, okay, yeah, check us out. Rah, rah, rah. We shut them down. But that's just going to infuriate people even more.
Yeah, and it has Americans, not Europeans. We have guns.
They're feeding the silent fire, right? They're feeding the silent majority, and that fire is burning, and it's burning super fucking hot, but it's not burning with rage. It's burning with passion, right? So it's burning with patriotism. It's not burning with violence or hate. So, and they're just making it stronger and stronger and stronger, and it's gonna blow, man, and it's gonna blow in our favor. That's how I feel about it.
I just read a Facebook post just now from a realtor in the area that said they just had their biggest year so far yet.
I believe it.
In Florida.
And that's a huge team. There's a lot of people. Look. There's a lot of people to
We're talking Florida.
Those brokerages. Yeah, and those brokerages. And I'll tell you, that can come to a screeching halt very fast because
super quick.
Man, wallets will tighten very fast.
You're right. Well, and it's funny that you said that, because I was literally just talking to my parents, and they had a neighbor put their house up for sale, and before they could barely put the sign up, they had 3 offers, and it ended up selling for actually, I think it was 16, maybe 17,000 more than what they even listed it for.
That's a lot of people moving to Florida.
That's where we're at. I mean, because these people didn't. It's not like they didn't care about money, right? But they were like, "This is what I want."
Probably a great area.
Yeah, they're like, "No, I'm not trying to hassle you on price. I want it. I'm going to get it." And they got it.
There's a lot of good areas out there.
Yeah, but that's what's going on. I mean, and you're right. We're only talking about this one specific area, but you're 100% correct. There's a ton of areas that are doing great. What was that number that I just saw the other day? That it was the GDP went up 33% in the last quarter? Was it the last quarter? Was it the last month or something like that? I mean, growth is incredible right now.
Yeah, I can tell you my numbers for that last month. They were pretty good. When I turned it in, I knew it was going to be a good month there, because I saw what I did that month, a little bit better than average. And I said, these are going to be some good numbers when they come out. So
good.
And they were.
Awesome.
No, they were. They were.
Hell yeah.
So Trump action speaks louder than words.
No doubt about it.
Speak louder than words. Donald Trump.
But to circle back to the Minnesota thing, I'm behind on that. I didn't even see that. But it's going to work against them, just like it always does. It's going to come back in their face. It's only going to empower the people. I mean, look at what Lil Wayne came out. I mean, look at what's going on. There's a wave happening right now. There is an awakening happening. Robbie, you've been right this whole time. These people are coming around. A lot of people are.
If I may engage in a little conceit here, I am sad that my Facebook page was deleted by Facebook, or at least permanently disabled. Maybe someday I'll get it back if Facebook ever answers for anything, because I've had it since Facebook's inception. It's so many memories there gone. They locked my account, but I wish I could go back and look at my timeline and go through all the "I told you so's," because there's so many people we'll never get to see now, and I'll never get to revel in them and relish and all the glory of being so right for so long.
Yeah, those were the days, huh? Those were the days when you were on Facebook, huh?
Yeah. I'm on Parler now, ladies and gentlemen. Parler at Robbie Coates, ROBBYCOATS. You guys need to get your Parler accounts going. Listen, I'm telling you, did you guys know that the President of the United States follows me on Parler now? He might be watching the show, guys. He could be watching the show.
I mean, it sounds like he doesn't have shit to do in Minnesota now, so he probably is watching.
Yeah, maybe he's watching on his iPhone. He could be watching on his iPhone. Ivanka Trump too. Listen, I saw some. I'm gonna have to vet the Tucker Carlson account that I saw with the.
I was gonna say, I mean, Tucker's in our backyard now. We don't have to disclose where that is.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe he's seeing my stuff because of location. Where things pop up, maybe.
Yeah. That's a distinct possibility. You never know.
Anyway, interesting things. Look, is there anything on your mind, Twigs? I tell you, you didn't miss much. You really didn't. What do you want to talk about?
I mean, I want to. I'm curious about how everybody feels about the election. I mean, obviously, I mean, what else can we talk about, right? I mean,
I got a lot to talk about.
I mean, things are heating up. I mean, of course, there's a lot to talk about, but I mean, this is kind of a hot button issue. Like, where are we at with this?
Too.
Hey, I mean, there's so much going on. I mean, you got the Tucker thing where
that's what I was just gonna say.
They lost a flash drive, but then they found it. And it's like, what the hell is going on here? Like,
so you probably know a little bit about that. At least it sounds like. I want to know. Was there actual hard copies of documents that they lost along?
No.
With, okay, so it was only ever the flash drive. There was never anything else in that envelope.
Right, but when he made his initial statement, it did sound like there were hard copies. Yeah,
that's what I thought.
It sounded like there were hard copies. He didn't say that there were. I mean, but it sounded like there was. But now, like once they found it. Then he made it clear that it was a flash drive.
Is Tucker on tonight? Is he going to have any more news on that? Because I wonder if maybe they did files on there. What do you suppose they did that for?
Well, he came out and said, once they found it, he came out and said, like we had suggested, there's no way that's the only copy. He's like, look, we're not stupid. We made a backup, but essentially that doesn't take away from the issue. So even if they did delete anything, he made a backup before they sent it.
Maybe they just wanted to see what was on it, prepare for.
Yeah, I mean,
look at hey guys.
I'm almost wondering if it was a test. I mean, because there's been some people talking about how much they're tracking all this stuff, especially the electronics. That's why I was. That's why I was a little baffled. Like, how are they tracking like a literal physical stack of documents? That doesn't make sense.
Well, I suppose they just have a network of people. I imagine they just have people everywhere. Have people everywhere.
They do, but if it wasn't a stack of papers, which it wasn't, it was a flash drive. Which
was it in an envelope?
Trackable.
Look, I'm sure they got somebody working in UPS. Of course.
And they've got phones. Their phones are tapped. You think their phones aren't tapped? You think they don't know where everybody is at any given time?
Yeah, but I mean, just the ability to track a package would be nothing for them. It wouldn't be anything.
Absolutely for them. Not. No, of course not. I mean, all they'd have to do. I mean, I'm sure Tucker gave them this. Hey, send it next day to our executive producer, whatever his name might be. Boom. If they heard that, all they got to do is tap in and say, hey, let's find it. But what's strange is that it came back. That's what's strange to me.
Well, yeah, I think maybe they look. The whole thing is strange.
It's just bizarre. I can't wrap my head around it unless
hard to speculate.
Unless
I don't
it was
like
a
to speculate.
I don't either. It's because especially now. I mean, it's because things are so wild and things are so out of control.
Well, I mean, I do some
like
nothing's
on. Well, of course we do, but I mean, but things are so unbelievable. I mean, I don't know.
Things are very unbelievable. I'm willing to entertain a lot of unbelievable things. I'm willing to entertain a lot of ideas that I might not otherwise have been.
It's a crazy time. I mean, it really is. I don't know. Yep. I really don't know. I'm glad that they recovered it, but it wasn't really lost because he made a backup. So I guess the ultimate question
was it ever really news? Was it just what is I don't even Tucker doesn't cover things that are important, Even he's not covering the juiciest of the stories.
Well, he wants to stay away from it. I mean, he even said last night. Did you guys see Tucker last night?
I did. I saw the whole thing. So
okay, yeah. Well, so you heard like in part of his intro or part of the beginning of the show where he did talk about Hunter a little bit, and he's like, I live by Hunter. And this is another thing that I want to talk about.
He was giving him a lot of credence and apologizing for him. And
this is what makes me think that maybe Hunter has rolled and that maybe he actually is in custody because he's like because when Tucker said I used to live by Hunter. I knew that he was fighting demons. His wife was a great person. I never got the idea that he was a bad person. Clearly things have changed, whatever, or he fell into a bad place or whatever. I can't remember the exact words, so don't quote me on that.
I feel like he said he's not a bad person.
But when he said that we don't want to kick a man while he's down.
Yeah.
And I don't want to pile on. That makes me think that makes me think that he knows something that we don't, and that makes me think that and he's like he's alone now. I think that's what he said when he said I think Hunter's alone now, and we don't want to kick him while he's down. It was something along those lines. So that makes me think that maybe he did roll, maybe he is in custody, and Tucker doesn't want to deal with it anymore because he probably knows something that we don't. And again, that's pure speculation, but that's not like, I mean, Tucker was going hard at this thing and then now he's kind of backing away.
Well, he's on again in just a couple hours, right?
It makes me think that he knows something that we don't.
Well, we'll wait and see what he has to say tonight.
We'll give him a look here tonight. Hey, Rob, Twigs, take a look behind me here.
Yeah, you got Camel Emma.
Let me ask you, does that look like a face you can trust right here? This right here, does that look like a face you can trust?
That looks like a face that will cause me to turn around and walk out of the room.
I mean, it kind of puts an answer to your missing documents. I mean, she's the type of person that stole them.
Yeah.
I mean, look no further, and he's the guy trying to recover his stuff.
What's the guy's name? Who's the defector? The Bobolinsky, Ruska. What's his name? Twigs. What's his name?
Yeah, Bobolinsky.
Is it Bobolinsky or is it some other kind of ski? Is it Bob? I know it's Bob something, but is it?
I think it's Bob Bobulinski, right?
Is it just
Yeah.
Alinsky? It's not just Bob. Isn't there another syllable in there
No,
somewhere?
that's his last name, Bobulinski.
Yeah, aren't we saying it wrong? Oh, well.
I don't know.
Look, we know who we're talking about. He said things like Joe Biden said to him in this hotel bar in a freaking booth. He said, "Plausible. How do you get away with this? Plausible deniability, man. Plausible deniability. They're criminals. He's a mob boss, or at least a made man. A made man. He's probably not smart enough to be a mob boss, but he's a made man. Joe Biden.
I don't even think he's a made man. Well, yeah.
Look, he's not smart enough to be a mob boss. Right. Man. I mean, at least not anymore.
No, I hear what you're saying. Idiot. There's no way. Yeah, you're right. You're right. For sure.
I don't even think he knows how to drive this kind of an economy. I mean, it'd be like trying to drive a top fuel drag car. Joe Biden's going to sit into this chair, this economy, and be like, whoa, he's going to touch the gas pedal and go, whoa, like, what do I do? Be like flying.
It'd be like trying to fly this thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
No kidding. He doesn't know how to drive shit. I mean, and he doesn't even want to. He doesn't even want to. He's not even going to try. I mean,
no, it's all common. Look, when I went to go vote. I went early voted for Donald Trump 2 days ago. Maybe it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Days are blurring together, guys. Time is flying.
I hear you.
So, I'm actually reading. I feel like I have dyslexia a lot for many years of my life, but just enough to have just enough to be enjoyable, to be fun. I read things that aren't there that are fun. Like I swear to you, when I see a Biden-Harris sign, I'm reading Harris-Biden. I see Harris-Biden. Harris-Biden. Oh, wait a minute. Biden-Harris. This actually says Biden-Harris. Weird. Do you guys ever experience things like that, or is that just me? I constantly read things that aren't there, or read things in the wrong order, or stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. You're not alone there, man.
Good. Have you also experienced perhaps the Harris-Biden phenomenon?
I have, and it was kind of in what you would call a I think it starts with an N. Nightmare. Yeah, that's what it was. Nightmare. Yeah. It was in one of my nightmares. It was horrible.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Damn, that's a funny joke, but that's probably
it wasn't a joke. That was serious. I mean, I didn't laugh. I'm being serious.
Wow.
Oh, well, then I don't mean to laugh at your misfortune.
Yeah, it's horrible. That's why I don't sleep much anymore.
Honestly, I don't have nightmares. I can appreciate a nightmare, but honest to God, I don't really know what a nightmare is.
I will tell you this. It's supposed to be a full moon, I think, on Halloween, which is tomorrow. Talk about the scariest fucking time of the year. I mean, look at what we're dealing with right now.
What are you and your little daughter doing for Halloween? Are you going trick-or-treating? Does she have a costume?
Absolutely, yeah. She's going to be a unicorn, and I am a fucking wizard, and it's going to be magical, folks.
Awesome.
Magical.
So what's the mood in your neighborhood, though? You're going to do it around your neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
locked
so
and loaded.
Everyone else?
Oh yeah, they actually put together an event. So we're doing the trick or treating like we always do, and then they're having a scheduled hayride, and then they're having a movie out, and then they're having a movie out in the field for everybody. So
fantastic.
Yeah. So we're doing it.
So a little normality.
It's coming back. Yeah.
Yeah,
at least in this little tiny little area.
At least for some people, yeah. At least, and I'm glad it is happening a little bit for our own group here. I don't know about Mr. Anonymous though. And honestly, what about our sound guy?
Places all over the country, North Carolina, everywhere. People are open. People are open. There's no reason for people to be completely shut down. There's just no reason for it. And Trump's just getting ready to land here in Minnesota, fellas.
So do you think, listen, when a virus spreads, let's pretend for a moment that we believe some things about some of these ridiculous premises that we're supposed to believe, that it originated in Wuhan, China, and it's brand new. It didn't exist on Earth before, and it spread from Wuhan, China. And in a matter of under 2 months, it was in every country on Earth, every county in America in under 2 months. Okay, so when a virus spreads from one location outward, how do you suppose that happens? Like the mechanism? Do you think it takes lines like rays, or do you think it spreads out like ripples in water, or do you think like what? So like if you were to draw the spreading on a map, how would it spread? Would it be a bunch of lines like spider webs, or would it be like blotches that get bigger and spread out? How would that work? Just entertain me. Entertain me.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, everybody knows this. Anybody that has actually gone to a mainstream institution and studied virology knows that it goes wherever the WHO wants it to go. I mean, it's really, really simple.
Okay, well, I agree 100%. But if
that's not a joke either. I mean, that's actually happening.
Oh shit.
That's what's happening.
So you're talking about, you mean like through vaccinations that actually contain the virus, you mean?
No, I mean that's they dictate where it goes. I mean,
through propaganda.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought you were originally. Yes.
Yeah, but I wasn't kidding. I mean, I'm not.
I'm not
like that's.
I know
that's
you're not.
What's happening? That's what's happening.
Okay, but that's what's happening. But I'm talking about pretend. I'm talking about in a Hollywood movie.
Oh.
In a Hollywood movie, how does the virus spread?
Oh, who knows?
Well, does it spread up by lines? Does it take the bus? Does it only spread through certain kinds of people, or does it just uniformly, just indiscriminately, just spread out like a wave from the point where it originates? I think it does that, right? And if someone travels somewhere, that's a new hot spot, and it spreads out from there. Right? What am I getting a feedback thing now? Oh, did my sound change, guys?
That was mine. I'm sorry.
Okay. Listen, so let's just look, for the sake of this conversation, I'll just lead the people. I'm just doing this for the audience. I'll just lead you to the end. Lead you to the end. Okay, so how does a brand new virus in Wuhan, China, spread across the entire globe and end up it's so virulent that in that amount of time, it starts in one point on planet Earth, and now it's everywhere on planet Earth, in every county in the United States of America, and yet now it's October, and I still don't know anybody who's died from it, because it seems it's what it seems to me. If you expect me to believe the stupid narrative, is that it's highly intelligent, and that all it did is set up points of operation in every county, like to plant a flag, like coronavirus in Charlotte County. Check. Okay, let's plant a flag. Let's move on. No more infections in Charlotte County. Nobody else is going to die. No one's going to die. We have an established presence in Charlotte County. Okay, Sarasota County. Check. Okay, Lee County. Check. And once it gets, and so that way they can put it on the map, but you'll never know anybody with it. You'll never know anybody with it. You'll never know anybody with it.
Let me tell you this. I will say this. That was an awesome summary. But you saying that you're not going to know anybody with it, you're spot on. And the only reason I bring this up is because,
for the record, I do know people have had it. I'm sorry, but they're all fine. Well, they're all totally fine because it's fucking cold, ladies and gentlemen. It's fucking cold.
Yes. You're right. Well, no. Well, this is playing into your point. I'm not trying to counter it. I'm actually trying to play into it here.
I know that was just for the record.
Yeah. Well, I know somebody who. I have a hard time even saying that somebody has it. I say they've tested positive.
Right.
Okay,
that's much better.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, you tested positive. You don't have anything. Okay, yeah, you may have tested positive, but you don't have anything. Well, look, I know I don't want to allude to who it might be, but someone that is a friend of the family knows somebody that whatever. But long story short, person in their 90s, okay? Tested positive, 100% fine. That person should be dead by now.
Hey, dude, guess what, man? I have the same story. I got a similar story, but I bet I can even beat you. This lady that I know is already on oxygen. And as a matter of fact, she's going in a few days from now to get a pacemaker put in, okay? She already has all kind of complications, circulation.
Of course, yeah.
And she had it, and she's fine. She's fine. Would you like to say something, Victrix?
Well, what I'm trying to, I was checking in with the Trump rally in Minnesota, and he is letting the governor there have it. He is.
I love it. Oh, did you see that? Was it a rally earlier today, or was it? It might have been yesterday. Did you guys see where he put that compilation up in the background of our girl Kaylee on her appearance from one of her appearances on Fox and Friends? It was either this morning or yesterday morning. And he put it up there. I mean, and he brought her up and her husband, who's a ball player, and their new baby. And I mean, it was just a beautiful thing to see. I mean, it was a beautiful thing to see him appreciate and love them. And then in front of that ginormous crowd, he had her appearance on Fox and Friends, just slaying the mainstream media, slaying the left, slaying Biden. I mean, and just the crowd was like, yeah. I mean, it's just invigorating, man. I don't care what anybody has to say. Trump makes you feel good, man. I mean, he does. He makes you feel good.
It's very important in a leadership role.
That's what it's all about. And it's believability, right? Like, you have to, like, he believes what he's saying. You know, I mean, he doesn't come off as fake, and that's why people relate to him so well. You know, it's like, yeah, he says some things that may be a little unconventional or maybe a little unorthodox, but
I'm watching
that makes
him right
real.
now. He's talking just fine. He's
So
not saying
you're watching the
anything
Trump
out of
rally
line
right
at
now,
all.
Victrix? That is the rally that we're talking
Yes.
about? Okay, can you tell us what's going on?
Well, right now I'm just seeing Trump. They're not showing the crowd. I think maybe they have minimalized the crowd. I don't know. I'm waiting for an update.
Is he not on yet?
No, he's talking, but they're
Oh.
not showing the crowd. They're just showing his plane and him.
I got
The
you.
Air Force One.
What's the weather like there in Minnesota?
It looks fine. Clear skies.
Clear skies, the sun's still up?
Vaguely.
Indeed. Is it cold in Minnesota right now? Are people wearing jackets? Are they dressed warmly?
Trump is.
Trump is. Okay.
It's 6 o'clock there.
It's got to be cold. He's a New Yorker. So,
Well, it's definitely still light there. I mean, it's still light out. It's 6 o'clock.
Guys, you know, we're at 52 minutes into the show, aiming for an hour. Do you guys have anything?
Well, look, Trump was a target. Hey, let me step in here. Trump was targeted today, period. He just called them out for targeting him. Like always, they target. He calls them out for targeting. He's there now. Now all the attention, they just gave him even more attention. Congratulations, Democrats. You just gave Trump the spotlight for the night. So, you know, he let him have it. But he's targeted. He's targeted. These are nasty attacks. These are some pretty nasty attacks.
Well, they're nasty people. That's what they do, is nasty attacks. Hey, you want to know what? Maybe one of these days, might have my dad on the show sometime if we can convince him. You know, maybe someday. It's just something to think about. He's got a lot of things to say. Very insightful guy, but he's not on board, I think, with the ethereal properties that we discuss of what's going on here, the true evil that's going on. But I think lately he's begun to entertain the idea. Actually, I see the signs, and if he's watching this, I wonder if he'll agree or not. But I've seen the signs of him entertaining those notions stirring in him, and I think that means that's a sign that's happening in the general populace as well. Because there are truly evil things going on. It's more than just people out for their own benefit to stuff their wallets. It's more than just your run-of-the-mill corruption. I am talking about satanic evil run amok, ladies and gentlemen. Twigs.
I agree 100%. I mean, I don't know how anyone could even contest that. I mean, if anybody's following exactly what's going on, I mean, and there's a lot of people that don't. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, there's a vast majority of the population that has zero clue about any of the stuff that we're plugged into. You know, well. I mean, so it's like, all right, well, I get it, but those folks that are plugged in, I mean, there's no way you can deny it. I mean, evil exists, and if you see what's going on right now, there's no way that you can deny that.
I think that people deny it as like a reflex, though, because they can't bring themselves to admit that there is a mechanism there, something conducting the evil, some sort of conduit to allow the evil to spread from person to person in the bubbly, evil, gooey fashion that it does. That's where people, it just becomes unbelievable to them, but that's where they really need to open their mind to this sort of thing, because it's real. It happens. People, you know, that we're talking about real evil, like a blanket of darkness over the globe.
Yeah, I agree. And I can appreciate the optimism that maybe a lot of people do have, you know, and I can appreciate the faith in humanity. And I have that same faith in humanity, but you also have to realize that there is a counter to that good, and that's evil. I mean, It's like, I mean, it is. It's there. It exists. It's bubbling up now into the spectrum of I don't even know what to. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it's coming into
reality.
Vision.
It's coming up. It's manifest in a way that we can.
It's manifesting. That's the word I was looking for. It's manifesting into reality now. Yeah. That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's what's happening now. And it's like, if you can't see it now, then you're just in denial. I mean, because it's
wow.
It's in
Twigs,
our face now more than ever.
Cylinders tonight, man, because you just hit on two of the most important things. Just, people don't really know. Most of the people don't really know what's going on. They don't.
And it's to no fault. I mean, it is a fault of their own for not knowing what's going on. But the fact that they don't know, like, you can't judge how they think.
No,
you can't judge how they feel because they don't know what's going on. And if they did know what's going on, you have to believe that their mentality would change if they did know what's going on. So it's like there's almost like it's kind of their fault, but it's kind of not. Like, I can understand why you don't feel that way, but that's only because you don't know what's going on.
Well, so they're victims of the Democratic Party. A lot of these people, they get victimized. I feel like a lot of people, when they become Republicans or conservatives, they kind of make a choice of their own, and they wake up and they say, "Oh, I'm going to support this because it helps me, provides me with opportunity and security, blah, blah, blah." So it's more of a natural decision to go that way. Whereas with the Democrats, they're going to give you all, free this, free the free. We're going to, when people are racist, racism, the battle, war on women, Occupy Wall Street, Acorn, BLM, Antifa. It's just if people can't see that, then, I mean, they don't, and that's fine, but that's what we're here for. We are here. We are like the A-team. We're a special.
Yeah, but I have a hard time. I have a hard time not being mad at these people. I mean, even though
I agree.
I have such a hard time not being mad at them. I say angry things a lot.
We've learned how to cope with it. Okay.
No, I'm pissed off. I'm a pissed off motherfucker.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I almost feel bad because it's going to get to a point where we see it, right? And the folks that do see it get it. And they're going to get it eventually, but but they're not going to get it.
We're not talking about COVID, ladies and gentlemen.
No. We're talking about, we see it, so we get it. They're not going to get it because they're never going to see it, but they're only going to get it when they feel it. And that's what's scary to me, because it's going to end up being too late for those people. Like, they're never going to see it. They're going to feel it. And by the time they feel it, it's going to be bad.
I'm mad at them for their own stupidity, their own well-being, for sacrificing themselves, basically committing suicide. I don't want to see anyone harmed. I don't want to see this happen to anyone or anything. America, what a wonderful place. What a wonderful place we live in, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, guys, let's get closing statements. We're 58 minutes.
Let's get out of here.
What an excellent show.
Well, look, guys, we're 4 days out. I'm going to close mine out here right now. I'm going to close it out. We're 4 days out from the election. Are we going to go ahead and propel forward into 4 more years of Trump, where businesses can work and thrive, and just classic styles of business where the phone rings for people? Even through COVID, everybody powered through it. Everybody knows we're rolling in a Trump economy. This isn't her economy. It's not. And if it was, it would not be roaring like this. I'm happy everybody's kicking butt, but you know what? We need 4 more years of Trump. And that's the bottom line. We got 4 more days to go here. This program will be back before the election. We'll see you Monday. Twigs, Rob, hey, we sit in the watchtower on the walls of freedom. We're out of here. I'm out of here. Rob, Twigs, take it away.
Look, like I always say, love God, love people. Everybody's saying this is the most important election of our lifetime, and perhaps in at least modern history, not only for the country, but for the world. There's no doubt about it. What I do want to say is pray to whatever it is that you believe in. I don't care what religion, I don't care if you're believe in a tree, a table, the universe, Jesus, whatever the case may be, just pray for what you believe in. And I think nature will take its course. And I do have all the confidence in the world that things will end up where they are supposed to be. And I think that's going to be on the good side of things. Let's pray that it doesn't get too much worse than it is, I should say. Other than that, I love you guys. I love this country. I love the program. I love everybody out there listening. And let's have a blessed and a safe Halloween this weekend.
Twigs, thank you for the kind words on your exit there. We love you too. The program loves you. The world loves you. Listen, I have to agree with you on the record, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who know me, listen, I'm a scientist, and those of you who know me, I'm not a religious person. Yet, for the record, the power of prayer is real, ladies and gentlemen. The power of the mind. Okay, I'm not a religious guy, but I believe in things. There are things that I believe in. Not necessary to dive into at the end of the show, but mind over matter, to put it in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. You got to have your mind in the right place. You got to be thinking about the right things, and you got to be asking for the right things. World, ladies and gentlemen, people of the world, take off the masks. I don't care where you are. I don't care what country you're in. I don't care who's watching this, where you are, wherever you are, what you have it like. I know the people in Germany have it bad again right now. They're talking about more lockdowns. They're talking about more lockdowns everywhere. They're talking about putting people in concentration camps in New Zealand who refuse to wear masks and get tested. I heard a thing on the radio today, some new study that only a few people are the major spreaders of coronavirus. And we're talking about, they use the word super spreading events, which means Trump rallies. Ladies and gentlemen, they would put us in concentration camps if they could, and they would, and maybe it'll happen if things don't get any different. Listen, I can't believe anyone could deny that this is how these things happen. You have to stop the snowball, people. You have to somehow. Otherwise, you're all going to die. Okay? For the record, otherwise, you're all going to die. Not from COVID. Okay? Simple as that. Simple as that. Take off the masks. Save the world. Look around you. Use your eyeballs. Your eyes are the most sophisticated. Your eyes, ladies and gentlemen, these are the most sophisticated scientific instruments in the universe. It's how you read every scientific instrument that you trust so much. You know, it ultimately comes down to what you see and what you perceive. And they're literally telling you to deny the evidence of your eyes. It's straight out of 1984. You should read that book. Folks, your eyes are the most sophisticated scientific instruments in the universe. And if we're getting deeply philosophical, largely involved in the moment-to-moment creation of the universe, of the cosmos, of everything, okay? They are not lying to you. Your television is. Look around you. The world is the same as it ever was. No matter where you go. It's a beautiful day every day, no matter where you go. Same as it ever was. The only thing that's different is people have gone insane. People are wearing masks outdoors. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in next time.